Hello YouTube, this is Martha96, and I'm here bringing you my first ever deck profile, the Crystal Beast Abundance OTK. So to start off, you have the fuel of the deck, 3 Sapphire Pegasus. When it's summoned, you place a Crystal Beast in your spell and trap card zone, and it's used just to fuel your back row and get everything you need for the Abundance OTK. The beater of the deck, Amber Mammoth. Its effect just pulls your opponent's text to it, so when you have it and Topaz out, you can just pull it to this, so your Topaz isn't destroyed. 3 Topaz Tiger. Gains 400 when it attacks, so it becomes 2,000, just used to run over your opponent's monsters. Ruby Carbuncle, 2 of them. They're used to fuel your back row, and when they're special summoned, you tend to only do it when you have 3 Sapphire in your back row, just to have 3 more Crystal Beasts in your back row, because it special summons all of them. 1 Amethyst, 1 Emerald. Dragon Queen of Tragic Endings. You can be special summoned when you have pretty much 3 Crystal Beasts in this deck, 3 continuous spell cards in your spell and trap card zone, Crystal Beast being the continuous spells. This is special pretty easily, and when it's out, you can attack with it and deal your opponent damage. Then you get to discard a card from your opponent's hand and draw 1 card from your deck. Effect Veiler, stop your opponent's effects. Spirit Reaper, stall out until you can get the Abundance. 3 Crystal Abundance. Couldn't have the deck without it. It basically, when you have 4 Crystal Beasts in your spell and trap card zone, it gets rid of all cards on the field, and then for every one of your opponent's cards that are gone, you get a Crystal Beast. So for the OTK, you have to get back most of the time 3 Sapphire and an Amber, maybe more if you get 5. 3 Ancient City Rainbow Ruins. It's a field spell of the deck, and when you have 1 Crystal Beast, it can't be destroyed, so it just sits there. When you have 2 Crystal Beasts in your spell and trap card zone, you can have battle damage you can take once. When you have 3, you can send 1 Crystal Beast monster you control to the graveyard. This is spell or monster to negate the activation of a spell or trap. When you have 4, you can just draw a card, and 5, you can special summon. So it's really important. 3 Crystal Beacon. It's used to get out your Sapphires, your Ambers, and sometimes Ruby, but you only want to do it when you have the 3 Sapphires to get your back row back. 2 Crystal Promise. Used most of the time for Sapphire. You can use it for any Crystal Beast, but it works best with Sapphire. 2 Crystal Blessing, just to get the ones that are in your graveyard back and place them in your spell and trap card zone. And this just gets you 4 for Abundance. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, just staple. 1 Crystal Tree. This card works really fast in the deck because with the Sapphire Pegasus, it gains counters ridiculously fast, and then you can just sack it to put them in your spell and trap card, to put Crystal Beasts in your spell and trap card zone, and so you can run into Abundance fast. Monster Reborn, staple. Swords Revealing Light, staple. Trinade, staple. This also gets back your Crystal Beast into your hand, so you have monsters. Moon, staple. And for the traps, you have Torrential Tribute. You can use this at any time, and your Crystal Beast will still go back to the spell and trap card zone, so you end up with a better off when you Torrential. Mirror Force, staple. Bottomless Trap Hole. I like this card in the deck because your monsters aren't all that strong, so you can just run over their stronger monsters with Bottomless. And Nordic Relic Bruxamen. You tend to use this to run over your opponent's synchros like Stardust, and then put your Crystal Beast in the spell and trap card zone because it matches their original attack until the end phase. And so, because of the effect Veiler being a tuner, and you're not going to synchro these much, I do have synchro options. The Ally of Justice Cataster and Ancient Fairy Dragon. I chose Ancient Fairy instead of Black Rose because you really don't want to blow up the entire field. So Ancient Fairy gets you to special your monsters, so you can special Ruby and special your cards from your back row. And then Cataster is good because when you synchro with the level 4 into it, you just destroy all non-darks. And for the side deck, running 2 Noblemen of Crossout, just to run over your opponent if they're running Gravekeepers. But you don't really need to side deck that often. Well, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. And I'll be back at you with a new deck profile sometime soon.